Hello, friends. I feel like it's been forever since I have gotten to talk to you guys. If you are new around here, my name is Kenzie. Welcome to or welcome back to Willow Creek Homestead. And for today's video, we are going to be making up 2 new soups that my family and I have never tried. I don't know about you guys, but soup season is like so exciting for us. We are soup fanatics and I'm always on the hunt for new soups. So both of these soups that we will be trying in today's video are inspired by appetizers. So we have a chicken spinach artichoke dip soup, and then we have a chicken jalapeno popper soup. So both of them sounded really, really fun. I thought I would take you guys along for it. So the first step in this soup in particular, the chicken spinach artichoke dip soup, is we just needed to put some olive oil in a pan and get about half of a chopped up onion in here. I thought my thing was recording and apparently it was not. So you didn't miss much, but all I have is just some onions in here, getting some really, really good color on them. And then we will move on to the next step. I have been so sick the past 3 days, you guys, like so sick. My kitchen is an absolute disaster. So I'm also going to get you guys flipped around and we'll get some chores and things done together, but it has been a rough week. This time of year is always just exhausting whenever you get sick. My daughter's in school, and you know, if you have school kids, you bring home all the illnesses and all the sicknesses. So hopefully I got it out of the way early this year so that I don't have to get sick later, but whatever is going around right now is no fun. This also called for a little bit of minced garlic. I don't have any minced garlic, so I'm just going to use garlic salt. And I'm going to make a couple of other substitutions and do things a little bit differently, but I will leave the exact recipe. So if you would like to follow it exactly, it'll be down below for you. Okay, and then once we get some good color on our onions, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a couple of handfuls of spinach. Don't mind the water spots on my shirt. I already got water all over myself some way, somehow. But as these spinach and onions are cooking, we're going to go ahead and dice up some artichoke hearts. And I don't think you have to cut these if you don't want to. It's just a little bit better of a bite in a soup, especially. So I am going to go ahead and cut them down, but you don't have to. If you want to skip this step and just throw them in whole, feel free. And this actually works out really good, you guys, because my husband was on a 6-day work trip and he came home not feeling well himself. So he will have a warm bowl of soup to hopefully make him feel better whenever he gets home. And then while all of this is cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a bunch of garlic salt. And then I think it calls for 1 cup of shredded up chicken. I just went ahead and picked up a rotisserie chicken from Aldi's yesterday whenever I went grocery shopping. So while this is simmering away, I'm going to go ahead and get some of this shredded up. And then we'll use half of this for this soup recipe. And the rest of it will go to the jalapeno popper soup. So I'm just going ahead and getting a bunch of this shredded up and put in here. But I will say that is one downside of homesteading, gardening, cooking from scratch, having chickens, etc., is the chore list is oftentimes very, very big. So whenever you're sick for a multitude of days like I was, playing catch up becomes very, very overwhelming. So I have a huge to-do list to just kind of get back on track. Yeah, it's been a little bit rough around here, but I'm home from work now. I did go to work today. I'm feeling much, much better today. I got home a little bit later in the evening, but I'm going to try and knock out a bunch of stuff before I go to bed tonight so that I can just wake up feeling good and refreshed tomorrow and just kind of hope that I don't feel so overwhelmed coming home. And my husband helps out a lot with chores and things like that too, which is he's sick now as well. And he was gone for 6 days. So very, very terrible timing for all of that. Okay, so this looks and smells absolutely amazing, you guys. Sorry, I just got a whole group of kids thrown on me, which is totally fine. The kids are always welcome over here. I just was not expecting it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done and then go play with Sissy and her friends. And then we will come back after this is sat a little bit and we'll taste it all together. So after you get some good color on that stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and add in some chicken broth. And I pulled out a little pint as well. Sometimes 2 quarts is too much. And then like a quart and a pint is like the perfect amount. So I'm going to get this one thrown in here as well. And then we're going to add a splash of cream. And then also just a little bit of a dollop of cream cheese. Don't forget, if you want to make this into a dip, you basically just skip the liquid portion of this and add the cream cheese and then bake it. And then there is your spinach and artichoke dip. Okay, and then the last things is just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. and a handful or so of mozzarella. I am going to go ahead and add some more garlic salt. And a little bit of onion powder. Okay, and then the last thing to do is just let all of this sit here and marry together and combine. I'll flip you around and show you what it looks like. It looks really, really good. And then this is what this is looking like. I'm just gonna let it sit here for a little bit and then we will all do a taste test.
So I actually filmed this video before I released the Thanksgiving dish video for you guys because I wanted to give you guys some extra time to try the recipes. I don't know about you, but sometimes I really dislike whenever creators will release a holiday video like 2 days before the holiday. So hopefully you guys can appreciate getting that video out. Those recipes are so good. I will link it above if you have not tried it or seen it yet. But on this day in particular, this was the first time that I had gotten sick and was down for 3 days, and then I got COVID shortly after this and was sick for another 6 days. So, I was just using this time to kind of clean up my house and everything, and it was a good thing that I did, because I was down for the count for so many days. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for reaching out to me. A lot of you guys have sent messages and emails over to me, just seeing how I was doing, because I usually post every single day and I just could not keep up with my posting schedule. So thank you guys all so much for inquiring and seeing how I was doing. And I went ahead and left this part in the video too. A lot of you guys ask me if I sell eggs, and I do. I have several ladies that buy eggs from me every single week. Do not mind the flies. This time of year has been terrible. I think I finally have them all gone in my house, but they were just absolutely terrible this week. But I do two different kinds of eggs. So I sell my bantam eggs and then I sell my eggs from my full grown girls. I had a lot of bantams on this week, so I actually gave one of my girls a really, really good discount on a couple dozen of the bantam eggs. I don't try to sell those if I can help it. Usually my family and I will eat those instead. But on this week, like I said, I just had so many I had to get rid of. So I just went ahead and packaged up an order for this girl on this night. I think it was 5 dozen total. And it's so nice to have that many eggs to supply people in my community with fresh eggs. And then also, we get to eat them like in our family. So we have an ongoing, never ending supply of these, which I really, really love and appreciate. Obviously, you guys know I love my girls, not only because chickens are fun, but eggs is an awesome byproduct. So here, those are all done as well.
Okay, you guys, sorry. I had a ton of kids show up here, like I said, and kind of got bamboozled with them all. So I got a bunch of chores done. That felt really good. I still have several things that I have to do tonight, but not a big deal. I did want to taste this with you guys really quickly, though. I haven't tasted it the whole time that I had been cooking it. So cheers. Let's see how it is. Wow. Mm, wow. That is delicious, you guys. It's not like how you would expect the appetizer to be. It's not like as thick and creamy, obviously, but it's really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really comforting. That is delicious. Sorry if you guys can notice the flies around here. It is like that time of year where the flies and the ladybugs have become a terrible, terrible problem. I've put out so many fly traps and had to swat them freaking nonstop. I also wanted to tell you guys, in case you haven't been watching my shorts, we have a bunch of babies in the incubator right now. This is just an assortment of Easter eggers, black copper marrons, silkies, blue lace red wyandottes, and barred rocks. So it says that we have 16 days left, and I did candle them the other day, and they're all doing really, really good. This is my new Nurture Right 360, and I plan to do another batch of eggs in a couple months. We're gonna do some cochin mixes as well. So I'll do like a full tutorial on the incubator then. But originally I didn't want winter babies, but the more that I think about it, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun activity to do throughout the winter time. And it'll just be nice because then they will already be able to start laying probably like late-ish spring. So as long as you can keep your chicks warm throughout the wintertime, I think it's a great way to do it. So it's my first time ever doing it in the winter and we'll see how we like it, but we have a ton of babies in here. So hopefully we have really good success rates and I can show you guys all of those later in the next couple weeks. So anywho, I'm gonna go sit down with my family and enjoy some soup. And I will see you guys back whenever we make the jalapeno popper soup.
You guys, I don't know what I expected with this soup recipe or if it was even going to be like comparable, But if you are a jalapeno popper lover like I am, you definitely have to try this soup recipe. I will leave all of the ingredients and things down below. As always, you guys know I deviate a little bit with each recipe. And it's not because I have a hard time following recipes, it's just that I like to be able to put my own creativity and spin on things that I make. I think that that's the fun part about cooking and recipes is you just use those as a guide and do your own thing, and it will help you become a better cook in the long run. So for the beginning of this recipe, all I'm doing is sauteing some onions and bacon in my pot. I don't have to add any olive oil because the bacon has a lot of oil itself. And then I go ahead and add just a little bit of a bell pepper and season with garlic, salt, and onion powder. And then I go ahead and cook this until I get some really, really good color on my onions, peppers, and the bacon. And then I'm adding in some more of that rotisserie chicken that I already had in the fridge. You could also use canned chicken if you would like to. I just use what I have on hand to put in all of my recipes. But then I'm adding 1 quart of chicken stock, a little bit of cream cheese, and then some heavy cream. This called for whole milk, but I do not have whole milk, so that's again just what I used. I had it on hand and it needed used up anyway. And then I'm going ahead and throwing in some jalapenos, use as much or as little as you would like, along with a bunch of shredded cheddar cheese. And then you just bring it up to temperature, let everything melt, and top it however you would like. It turned out absolutely fantastic, you guys. Definitely worth giving a try. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try these soup recipes. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye, guys.